was a young girl who got cataract surgery. They asked her after the surgery, "You must be really excited. This means that you can go watch television and see your friends and everything." And she said, "No, no, no. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to go become a doctor so I can do what these doctors did for me. I want to do for all the other blind people in my community."
The Gift of Sight campaign kicked off on World Sight Day of 2018. Having the opportunity to be here on the ground to see for myself what that actually means is quite magical and special.
So we're driving just out of Accra, Ghana now, and to Cape Coast to go to the hospital where over the next handful of days they're aiming to do 600 cataract surgeries.
HCP has screened over 9 million people now. We've supported eye surgery for over 800,000 people. We work to restore sight to the blind globally, and we do that by training local ophthalmic teams and equipping them, and then giving them direct support to do outreaches like the one that we're doing here in Cape Coast. In a place like Africa, people who are blind are generally just dismissed as being, next to useless. Almost all cataracts can be cured because what it is the clouding of the natural lens due to a variety of different factors. Once that lens gets cloudy, the light doesn't pass through it, people can't see clearly, and then over the course of a few months to years, that cataract will get completely opaque, and so they're totally blind. The way that is cured is by making a small slit in the side of the eye and then cutting out the natural lens and then replacing it with a clear plastic lens called an intraocular lens. And that will restore the individual's sight for life. They'll have perfectly clear vision for the rest of their lives.
We work together with these local teams of doctors and nurses to do high volume outreaches and provide cataract surgery for those who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford it here.
When I heard the news that some nurses have come to our community to examine our eyes, I took the opportunity to go there because I was having that problem. And then they referred me, so we were brought here yesterday.
We're currently in the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. The surgeries are happening just behind those doors, and we're getting involved in all stages of the process, from the dilution drops at the beginning right through to the injections for the anaesthetic, and then taking the patients back to the front after they've had the operation.
I think my favorite has been talking to a little girl that was very stressed about the operation, the surgery. So I explained her what the lens was for and where the lens was going to be after. Make her feel confident.
The most challenging was watching the injections and having to feel okay and not faint.
I've been in the surgical area a lot today. I'm actually helping with getting patients in, getting patients out. Some of it's been pretty emotional. There was a young girl who had to have surgery for cataracts, and my daughter had to have eye surgery, and it brought a lot of those emotions back. It was amazing how strong she was. It was pretty awe-inspiring to see that sort of strength from a young child. Seeing people who really, really need help. At times, if you don't control your emotions, it can get the best of you.
I had to give them dilation drops. These sting quite a bit, and so that very first drop that I put on a patient, watching their reaction and just seeing how much pain they were in, I had to remind myself that at the end of it, they'll be able to get their sight back.
When I'm doing surgery, I always just kind of have a prayer in my heart that I'm going to do my best, and I think of the patients coming onto the bed as if they're a family member, and I just think, if this were my mom, how would I do this surgery? And that's the best way that I've found to keep myself focused and to try to perform at my highest level. The highlight of these outreaches is the next morning taking the patches off of the patients, and there's some technical things we're looking for. We're looking to make sure that the cornea is clear. We're looking to make sure that the chamber is deep, that the pupil is round, that the iris is where it should be.
We're here today helping them take bandages off, and as you can see, it's really an exciting time. These are people who, some of them for 7, 8, 10 years have been blind in one or both eyes, and today they're going to get a chance to see again, and it's just inspiring.
From the time I came here yesterday, the vision was very bright, but now I can see your face now. I can see you perfectly. I see you. Today I can identify you. I can identify my man.
When they remove the plaster, I see clear. I'm very, very happy, excited.
I'm sorry. I know my children. The cataract is no more there.
I have a family. I am a responsible father. I have my kids. I have granddaughters. I have grandsons. So I have to help bring them up. And if their sight is not good, how can I do it? I am a teacher myself, and I would like to teach my grandchildren. I would like to help them to come up, to grow up as an educated children.
There was one lady who was we were all stood in a row, and she was just counting us over and over again and saying, I can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to be able to share that bit of joy in some ways, really, really incredible.
We can see a smile on their face, and that it's just their face, like the emotions we can see on their face, and they're so it's like a new life. And I think, by doing this, we bring them a new life.
Seeing that the stress that they must have gone through to get here, to go, I could only imagine it. In the end result, they can open their eyes and they can see. It's really rewarding. It makes you want to do more.
I like to just peel the patches off and just sit back and wait for a second, because it's such a precious moment when, especially someone who's been blind in both eyes, or they only have one eye that has visual potential, you take the patch off and you'll see that moment of realization, that I can see. It's unbelievable that the patch can come off, life can change in an instant.
Solo puedo decir que estoy muy agradecida por esta experiencia. Sé que no la voy a olvidar nunca.
It's just a privilege to be here.
I'm very lucky to be on this trip. I'm very lucky.
You're not just restoring people's sight, you're restoring people's lives.
When you do a humanitarian project, and even if you are a group of 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, you have an impact and you can change people's life.
It has been really magical to experience, I think, firsthand how your work is able to impact someone else's life.
I am so grateful to have been a part of this project. It's one of the most energizing things I've been a part of in my career. It's incredible.
Hemos hecho un muy buen equipo juntos. Todos nuestros sentidos creo que están conectados y es bastante importante, ¿no? Pero la visión es ver el mundo, ver la vida, ver tu familia, verte en el espejo, ver el cielo, las estrellas, no sé, es todo.
These surgeries were all funded by the contributions from the employees at Halma and from Halma based on the employee screenings that we did. And that just makes me proud to be part of Halma. It makes me proud to be living our purpose, and it makes me proud for all the volunteers and the organizers and the healthcare workers here who just did a phenomenal job.
I always look at it as being just a huge team effort. There's so much that goes into this process of sight restoration that I feel honored to be a part of it.
It makes a huge difference in people's lives, and it makes me feel good about the work that I'm doing. Fundraising isn't always the most glamorous job, but it's not hard for me to translate. When I'm raised $25, I know that $25 is going to result in somebody's eyes and someone regaining their sight.
There's nearly 250,000 people that are blind from cataracts here in Ghana. So there's an urgency to this work. There's an urgency to getting out and getting all of those people in to be taken care of. Otherwise, they'll live and die blind.
There are more people out there who need your support, who need your effort. So as you continue to come here, I hope that will bring a change, a drastic change in our communities. I am very, very, very happy to have you back.
For the week that we've been here, we've been able to interact with people every day who come into the clinic blind, in some case bilaterally blind, and they're leaving here with the ability to see. We're talking about parents or grandparents, in some case children, who haven't been able to see family members, they haven't been able to work, they haven't been able to contribute to their community, and worse than that, because they're blind, they're a burden on their community. So they're taking somebody else, like a child or a sibling, away from being able to go to school or be able to work.
I thank you all, everybody who has helped or contributed in bringing me back to this state.